It's almost time for summer. But before you hit the beaches, you got to come through Charlotte and our Memorial Day tradition.
And it's the big one.
It's a time for racing.
Oh, Larson's around.
But it's also a time to reflect on those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
It's impressive what our sport does to truly get into the meaning behind Memorial Day.
Strap in, folks. We're going through wide.
Oh, they're wrecking.
This is NASCAR's crown jewel.
I grew up watching this race.
This is the Coca-Cola 600.
Burnt rubber, gasoline, and fireworks. It's a time-told Memorial Day tradition for the Queen City as NASCAR brings one of its most prestigious races to America's home for racing. The fans are here. They're out. The drivers have just arrived to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Welcome to the Coca-Cola 600 and welcome inside a very special edition of Around the Track. It is Memorial Day weekend. This is Charlotte Motor Speedway. I'm Carla Gebhardt. He is Gabe McDonald, and we are finally getting ready for another crown jewel event.
Absolutely. The Coca-Cola 600, it's a race that fans flock to, and not just the diehards here in our area. Fans from all across the world are here at CMS to celebrate racing Memorial Day weekend.
That's right, and if you want a stacked show, well, we got it for you. We not only have drivers that are going to be driving in the Coca-Cola 600, but we've got former drivers, one of the most popular figures in the sport. Dale Earnhardt Jr. going to join us in a minute to help us preview the race.
Absolutely, and some of the current drivers as well. Bubba Wallace, Alex Bowman, and even the defending Xfinity Series champion Cole Custer going to be joining us as well. And we got the whole squad in the building. Mike Lissette down near pit row. We got Grace Grill near the haulers. And we all remember this race got moved to Monday last year, so we got our own meteorologist, Andrew Brightman, keeping an eye on the skies for us. But first, let's go ahead and break down this race, Carla.
Let's do it. And it is the endurance test of NASCAR. 600 miles of unpredictable conditions, unpredictable drivers, and unpredictable results. The Coca-Cola 600 is one of the sport's most prestigious races because of the challenge that it presents. And we're not just talking about it being the longest race. It's also one of the toughest because the race starts in the daylight and it ends at night. Conditions of the track change as the sun goes down. And don't forget the spotty showers in the forecast as well. This isn't the first rodeo for these drivers. We know that, but it is a wild ride you need on your resume to become one of NASCAR's elite.
Yeah, we balance. I mean, we need to get the four tires. At the end of the day, all this only matters is how you get your four tires to grip to the racetrack, and it's as simple as that. And we've been off on our balance. We're sliding the front tires, we're sliding the rear tires, or just the right front or just the right rear. So we're continuing as the one car in Trackhouse and Chevrolet to try to make all those four tires work together better. If we get that right, we can go win the World 600, and that's all I ask for is a shot.
Yeah, I think it's definitely been aggressive. Just the nature of the car makes it like that, and how you have to race and fight for track position early in the race so you can keep it. It's really hard to pass, and then I feel like my car handles really well. My team's done a great job with our car this weekend and preparing for this race, and I feel like it's a really good piece we have.
None of the prep has been too different. I've probably done, for obvious reasons, a little bit more prep for the 500, but I feel like we'll be in a good spot for the NASCAR stuff, and I think we proved that at the All-Star race last week. I had 0 laps of practice, didn't get to watch a whole lot of practice anyways, and went out there and still had a shot to win, at one point in the race. So, I would say our process is fine.
Well, let's go ahead and tackle CMS by the numbers. We're going 400 laps and 600 miles on this 1.5-mile oval. It'll be spread out over 4 100-lap stages, so an extra stage to try and get those stage points. The front stretch is 1,980 feet, while the back is slightly shorter at 1,500, and the banking in all 4 corners is at 24 degrees. 4-time Coke 600 winner and NASCAR Hall of Famer Jimmy Johnson boasts the fastest lap, but Darrell Waltrip lays claim to the most wins with 5. With about an hour and a half until the command, you already know we're talking to some of the biggest names in the infield ahead of the Coke 600, Carla.
That's right. I believe Mike Lissette has found Bubba Wallace, and so let's go ahead and check in with those guys right now.
Bubba Wallace, we got some pressing things to talk about, but at the top of the list has to be the fact that you're going to be a father to a baby boy. How excited are you about this?
Oh, it's been good. We've obviously known for a while, and so letting the outside world kind of be a part of our journey now is cool for us, and kind of revisiting that moment when we found out it was a boy and the moment that we found out we were pregnant. Very exciting for us. So now the competition peg goes even higher for me because I got a pay for somebody else now.
You got a mouth to feed now. I get it. So I got my Air Jordans on. You got your Air Jordans on. I'm ready. You're ready. How excited are you to race at Charlotte?
Oh, it's good. I'm excited to be at a home race this weekend and having Moneyline, the new Moneyline Wow program, the cashback rewards. Debut for them is really, really cool. But this is a place, like standing in this room, you know, I grew up in this room here racing Bandoleros and legend cars and you name it. So we're here, we're home, and we're looking to put on a good weekend.
I think you got 3 top 10s in your last 6 starts. You were 4th here last year. I feel like we're all trending toward you. Is this your weekend here?
I hope so. You know, we got to get through everything, you know, starting out this weekend on the right foot and see where we end up for the race.
Bubba, good luck, man.
Cool. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
All right, thanks, Mike. And you never know who's going to come on our stage here at CMS. This is a man that's actually driven in the Coca-Cola 600 a handful of times.
That's right. The reigning, defending Xfinity Series champ. Of course, today we're calling him our NASCAR analyst, but a Stewart-Haas racing driver, Cole Custer, joining us right now. And Cole, we appreciate you joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This is always one of the biggest races of the year, so it's exciting to be out here.
Yeah, the hype is real right now as we got the fans behind us getting ready for this race. But you have driven in the Coca-Cola 600 several times before, and this one really, truly is special.
It is. I mean, this is a crown jewel event for our sport. So this is one that every single driver wants the trophy. It's a home race for all the race teams. It's a race that every single team member wants to win. So this is definitely a nice one to have on the trophy case.
And not to bring up any fresh drama, but not that NASCAR doesn't have any of that. But yesterday you were involved with a little bit of drama with Austin Hill at the end of the Xfinity race at BetMGM 300. Just take us through that. Talk to us what happened yesterday. Have you guys talked afterwards? What's kind of the spiel there?
Not really yet. I mean, obviously it was really hard racing, and then after the fact, there may be a little bit of extracurriculars a little bit, but you know, at the end of the day, we have to move on and go and try and win races and hopefully try and get another championship. So for us, we're going to move on, but it's in NASCAR's court now.
All right, so this is an endurance test. That's what they all say about the Coca-Cola 600. Like we said, you've raced in it before. Now, Ty Gibbs says that he really doesn't even notice the difference that it's 600 miles. What about you? Do you notice that?
I mean, for sure. I mean, once you get halfway through and you ask how far we are, I mean, you wish you didn't ask that question. I mean, it feels like it takes forever, and you have to really keep yourself in the game mentally. But at the end of the day, this is one of the races where you really see attrition in NASCAR, and you don't really see it much anymore. It's just because how treacherous this track is this weekend and how hard it is going to be for these drivers.
I always ask drivers this, but is it a mental test or physical? Like, which one's more?
I think definitely mental.
Yeah.
I mean, trying to keep your focus for 4 or 5 hours straight and knowing one little mistake can end your whole day, that's not an easy task to do. So, and especially with how hot it is out, how treacherous the track is, I mean, every single fan is going to be getting their money's worth today.
We've talked to a lot of drivers. They say some of them have even sneaked snacks into their cars during a race like this. Were you ever one of those guys that did that?
I was never a snack guy. I mean, I definitely tried to drink water and electrolytes throughout the race, but I never tried to do the snacks or peanut butter and jellies during the race, but I know some guys do.
And speaking of sneaking, I mean, Ford has really just come on straight. I mean, sneaking 2 wins the last 2 weeks. Brad Keselowski got points at Darlington last week. Joey Logano gets $1 million, which we all love. What has the Ford camp done over the past few weeks to finally break through the season?
Well, they're definitely carrying some momentum for sure, but I think at the end of the day, they came out with the new Ford Dark Horse Mustang this year, and I think it took them a few races to try and figure out what they needed with the new car, and now I think they're really coming on strong. So we'll see through this summer stretch if they can really hone in on it.
Let's talk silly season right now because we're in the midst of a lot of different moving parts. Of course, Michael McDowell, that was kind of the first domino to fall. Stewart-Haas Racing has kind of been in the news. How are you taking all of the silly season news, and what's it like as a driver to kind of be in the news in that case?
Oh, well, at the end of the day, we focus on the race ahead. You know, we focus on trying to win races in the Xfinity Series, and I think if you win enough races, you know, everything's going to hopefully pan out right, you know. But I think there's a lot of guys who are trying to figure out what they're doing for next year right now. I mean, for me, I think I've always, ever since coming back to Xfinity, my goal is get back to Cup, you know, and try and prove that I belong to be there. So we've done a lot since then, but hopefully we can keep it going.
When you look at this race and just kind of the momentum it can give a driver, I mean, just given it's a crown jewel, you know, and obviously coming to the back half of the season, who's maybe a guy that you've maybe seen over the course of the first half of the season that's really started to break through and has a good chance to win today?
Oh, man. I mean, I think when you look at Brad Keselowski and what they're doing at RFK right now, him and Chris Buescher, they've really come on strong. I think when you look at even Justin Haley, I think he's a real dark horse with Rick Ware Racing. They've really done a great job this year. So seeing those guys trying to hit their stride right now is really cool.
Track conditions going to come into play, certainly, especially the heat. It is pretty hot out here despite the wind right now. How difficult is that as a team to make these decisions throughout this race?
I'm glad I'm not in their shoes right now. It's really tough. Because when this track is hot, it's one of the most temperature-sensitive tracks we go to on the circuit. So when it's hot, the track's probably 3 or 4 tenths slower, and when it's cool, it picks up 3 or 4 tenths. So it's really tough to get your car to work good in both conditions. So you might see some comers and goers throughout the day.
And just how significant is this weekend, too? I mean, Memorial Day and just all the things that NASCAR does. I know this has to be a special weekend for all the drivers, being able to honor our heroes.
It's huge. I mean, it's one of the coolest things that we do in all of NASCAR, what we do for the service members for this race. So being able to really represent what they do and honor them really matters a lot to us.
Well, Cole, we appreciate your time and for stopping by. Of course, good luck defending your title this season and next week in Portland. But we got a lot more coming up on Around the Track, right, Gabe?
Absolutely. We're talking to one of the most iconic names in the sport. And believe it or not, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has actually never won this race, but he sure does have some opinions on it. An exclusive interview with the Hall of Famers coming up. Grace?
Down by the haulers where drivers and teams are making their final preparations for this race. We're going to chat with one Hendrick driver who still needs a win to lock in a playoff spot. We've got to chat with Alex Bowman coming up in just a bit around the track.
Welcome back here to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Take a look at the scene on pit road right now as we got teams preparing, fans filtering in and out of the stands. Of course, our focus is here on the 600, but Charlotte shares its racing day with the 500, the Indy 500, which is already underway at Indianapolis Motor Speedway right now.
And with the delay, that means Kyle Larson will not be running in the double. And of course, we'll have to wait and see word on if he'll attempt it in 2025. But now we do know who's going to be taking his place in the 5 car coming up later tonight.
Yeah, that's right. Enter Justin Allgaier, who's getting a chance of a lifetime this afternoon in that Hendrick Motorsports number 5 car. Obviously, likely going to be taking Kyle Larson's place in this. But if you're wondering a little bit about his experience, he does have Cup experience. In fact, he's driven in the Coca-Cola 600 in the past. However, he does not have any Cup starts with this next-gen car. So that's the important part here. Now, for background, Allgaier is a favorite in the Xfinity Series, driving the 7 car for Junior Motorsports, of course owned by Dale Jr., a longtime driver for Mr. H and Hendrick. We've talked to a few people familiar with today's situation. They say Justin fits in Kyle's seat in the 5 just fine. However, he's not going to get any practice laps whatsoever in it. And when asked about it on Friday, he hoped this wouldn't happen, but now that he has the chance, he's going to make the most of it.
But it's cool to see their preparation. I've sat through the meetings and tried to understand their thought process on how they're going to accomplish everything, right? And if I know one thing with Hendrick Motorsports is that every I is dotted and every T is crossed usually, and this week has been no different than that. So.
Now, Allgaier doesn't exactly have Larson's Cup Series resume. In fact, it's not even close. Justin has 81 Cup starts, no wins, and his best finish was 8th at Bristol. His average Cup finish, 32nd. And Carl, you just mentioned him not getting any practice laps, not even being able to go through qualifying. I mean, just pretty much going through this blindly. I know this has to be a unique experience, but still, like you mentioned, an opportunity of a lifetime. We even saw it last year with Corey LaJoie filling in with Chase Elliott. What do you think is going through these guys' minds as they get that chance in top-level equipment to race in the longest race of the year?
Well, top-level equipment, that's the key to what you just said right there. And I think every driver would be fortunate enough to go into Hendrick Motorsports and be able to drive the equipment there. They are the top-level team, considered that, and Hendrick Motorsports celebrating their 40th anniversary this season. But Justin Allgaier, it will be interesting to see what he does, because we know this next-gen car is unlike anything in motorsports, at least on the NASCAR level in all 3 series, and it's a huge learning curve when it comes to that. Now, maybe there's a chance that he could get in there and just, get familiar right away, but you just never know. We did see Josh Berry, though, another Junior Motorsports driver last season, now a Cup driver, but he got in that car filling in for Chase Elliott and for Alex Bowman last season and did pretty well with his shot. So the only difference is that Allgaier doesn't have as much prep as Berry had.
And I think the thing you're going to see here is a guy that's just truly hungry. I mean, I kind of compare it to, a guy that's maybe a sophomore on JV. You get that call up to varsity, and now you're able to really shine on Friday night. So I think even with how yesterday finished with him wrecking out of that race, you hope he puts that behind him and can just get out here and just be hungry too. But I think we could see him possibly make some noise. I know it's obviously, kind of far-fetched here, but I think when you have a guy like that that's been dominant at the Xfinity Series level coming in with something to prove, I think that can make a pretty big difference out today.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll be excited to see Allgaier out there just because he has been such a staple for the Xfinity Series. But listen, there's just so much to look at when you look at doing the double. I know a lot of excitement was out there with Kyle Larson possibly getting to do this. There was so much hype really in IndyCar, in NASCAR, even in dirt racing, because Kyle Larson has a lot of dirt racing fans as well. And a little bit of a disappointment. Will be interesting to see if he has to apply for a waiver to stay eligible for the playoffs, because that's key, that a Cup Series driver has to race in every race to be eligible for the playoffs later.
And it is unfortunate, because when you look at Kyle Larson, pound for pound, probably the greatest driver right now. He could get on a Razor scooter and probably win a race. So definitely somebody that, super talented. Hopefully we'll see if he does it next year. But, obviously him not going through the double today, definitely a bummer for a lot of fans.
Yeah, apparently we're hearing that there was a crash on lap 1 of IndyCar right now, but it does not involve Kyle Larson. So all the 5 fans, at least in NASCAR, pretty excited to hear about that. But we got a lot more coming up here at Charlotte Motor Speedway from around the track. And listen, Jeff Gordon, he's been all over the track today, checking on his Hendrick Motorsports drivers up in Indy, down here, but he plays a pivotal role in Coke 600 history. Why? You're about to find out.
And as we look live across the grid, we're going to show you why we race on Memorial Day weekend. It's not about us or even the drivers. It's about those who made the ultimate sacrifice and their families. More around the track live from Charlotte Motor Speedway is coming up next. Back live here at Charlotte Motor Speedway on Around the Track. Just about an hour over, the command is given. Fans starting to file in alongside everybody here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Of course, going to be a great day to honor the military and also have the longest race of the NASCAR Cup Series season. That green flag coming up shortly after 6 p.m.
So how much do you know about this legendary NASCAR race? Okay, some trivia for you right now. How many drivers have won the Coca-Cola 600 and the NASCAR Cup Series Championship in the same year? We'll give you a hint. 2 of these guys did it twice. If you think you know, use the hashtag Around the Track to give us your answer. We'll send some swag to one lucky winner, possibly. We'll reveal that answer later in the hour. And while we are taking in NASCAR's longest race of the season, Gabe, we have not lost sight of what this weekend truly is about.
Absolutely. It's Memorial Day weekend, and nobody honors our military better than NASCAR. We're actually going to double down on that because Charlotte Motor Speedway is the best when it comes to honoring our heroes, both past and present. They call their effort Mission 600, and needless to say, it was a big success this year.
We get to do what we do, because of what's here.
That's what Mission 600 is all about. Over the past 7 years, Charlotte Motor Speedway has gone the extra mile to honor our nation's fallen heroes during Memorial Day weekend. This year, 5 drivers, Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, Chris Buescher, and the reigning Cup Series champion Ryan Blaney took part. With Blaney also being the defending Coke 600 winner, he continued the tradition of laying a wreath at the tomb of the unknown soldier at Arlington National Cemetery. A somber moment that truly puts things in perspective.
It makes you feel, how small you actually are, in the broader picture of things. Hey, we get to do a neat sport, but at the end of the day, this is what, real heroes are.
Some missions, however, were a bit more extreme. Whether it be going through Marine Corps recruit training, flying a fighter jet while refueling midair, or taking part in intense shooting drills that include high-grade military weapons. The stars who drive the Cup Series cars each weekend got a small glimpse of what the men and women who fight for the Stars and Stripes go through. A true test of endurance ahead of the longest race of the NASCAR season.
There's some lessons you could take back to our race shop and apply and be a lot better for it.
Everything that I'm used to in a race car is just multiplied by 10. When you get here, just everything is happening so quick.
To me, the coolest part is to get to know them. Who are these individuals? What they do in the weekly basis, how they got to this point, and obviously, I have some more respect for them.
Again, NASCAR doing just such a great job honoring our military this weekend, and every car is actually going to have the name of a fallen soldier on the windshield. So just a great way for NASCAR to continue to honor our nation's fallen heroes this weekend. Yeah, I love that, and just everything that this weekend means to the sport, to everyone across the country. And NASCAR, like you said, they do it the best in honoring our military men and women. They stop the race and a moment of silence for all of those that have fallen, and it just really makes you think and reflect. It's not just some party weekend, right?
day. This is truly about honoring those that have given everything for us.
Absolutely. I mean, they have some of the Gold Star families in attendance as well. So really just doing a great job to just, thank everybody for their service and just to thank those that have given the ultimate sacrifice for our nation so we can have the freedoms to do what we do. So Charlotte Motor Speedway does a great job with that every year.
That's right. Well, we got a lot more coming up on Around the Track. We are bringing in a Hall of Famer that has driven in the Coca-Cola 600. We're taking a deep dive with Dale Earnhardt Jr., who is going to join us to preview the race. That's coming up. This is the 65th running of NASCAR's longest race of the year. It is upon us, and 7 active pole winners are in today's lineup, including 4 of them who have driven for Hendrick Motorsports. And, of course, another HMS driver is already currently in the playoff standings, kind of locked in, but not locked in with a win. And, of course, he would love to do that today at the Coke 600.
Absolutely. Now Grace Grill is down in the haulers, chopping it up with the driver of the 48, Alex Bowman. Hey, Grace.
All right, well, we're here with Alex Bowman, and just, I guess, your thoughts on racing here home at Charlotte, and what's the difference of being able to, sleep in your home bed and being so close to home?
Certainly nice to be close to home for sure. I live really close to here, so it's a short, easy trip compared to a lot of hours on an airplane like normal, but yeah, Charlotte's a great racetrack. I love coming here, and hopefully we can grab a win this weekend.
How comfortable are you at this home track?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a good place for me. I won an Xfinity race here, and we've led a lot of laps here. Haven't got a win yet, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a fun place. You can move around a lot. It's gotten super rough.
Let's talk about the previous races that you've run here. I'm sure you've watched film almost coming into this track. What have you noticed from those races you previously run coming into this weekend?
Really just like trying to keep up with trends on what the racetrack's going to do. Kind of has done opposite things with the next-gen car than it used to, so trying to set ourselves up for long runs. It's a 600-mile race, so I think we're in a good spot. We've kind of missed it on opposite ends the last 2 years, so hopefully we're good this year.
What's special about this race and just the weekend of being able to honor our troops and having it mean more?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, every 600 is special. Carrying a fallen service member's name on the car, having Captain Felder's name on the car is just, it's an honor. I got to meet his mom via Zoom a couple weeks ago, which was really fun. And yeah, you just want to represent for them the best that you can, right? And obviously, life is a lot bigger than driving around in circles. So just super appreciative for everybody out there that's served and is serving. And yeah, it's a great thing that we're able to do.
Alex, thank you.
All right, thanks, Grace. And, of course, it's hard not to see one of NASCAR's most iconic figures around town, with NASCAR being in the Queen City this weekend. And, Carla, he's a man you know well, considering you do host one of his podcasts.
That's right. Dale Earnhardt Jr. may be retired from racing, but he is everywhere in the sport. Junior Motorsports, Dirty Mo Media. He's a NASCAR analyst that you're going to finally get to see back on your screen starting next season. And I got to talk with him and preview the Coke 600 earlier this week. I know this race means a lot to you. It's where you got your first Cup Series start. It means a lot to your family, but can you kind of put into perspective the Coca-Cola 600 and the history of the sport?
Yeah, the Coca-Cola 600 used to be called the World 600, and I always joke around on social media, the World 600 just sounds like the largest race you could possibly have, right? I mean, What an iconic name for a race, and I think that says everything about how special the event is, and it's the only 600-mile event. We have a lot of, cornerstone or pillar, events throughout the season, but the 600 is kind of out on its own island in a very unique race and a very tough race. You wouldn't think that your body would get so tuned to doing certain distances and get so accustomed to running either the 4 or the 500-mile races. And when you go run the 600, those last 100 miles, you really start to understand, like, man, I am on empty. I always appreciated how tough the race was, and that it's in our backyard. As a kid, a long time ago, I remember, begging Dad to go to races, but we never had to worry about Charlotte. We were always going to be able to get to Charlotte, being that it's so close to home, but seen a lot of good things happen there.
Is it more taxing mentally or physically?
I always found the mental part of that last little bit to be so tough. It's tough for the driver to sort of find that extra little bit to push and continue to push as hard all the way to the finish line. You sort of start to nose over mentally and maybe kind of mail in those last handful of laps and not pay as close attention to your line, getting everything out of the car. all of those things, you start to get a little lazy, I guess, toward the end of the race because you are worn out and tired. But I mean, if you're running great and you're battling for the lead, it demands all your focus and you don't want to have to worry about it. But it's for those drivers like fifth on back, they're really struggling at the end of the race.
One of the bigger storylines, weather permitting, Kyle Larson going to run the double. What does he bring? Because he's probably one of the greatest modern era drivers that we've seen in any type of race car. What kind of popularity does he bring to both NASCAR and IndyCar this weekend?
I think because of his unique ability to drive just all these different types of cars and be great in them, he can, he doesn't really need a break-in period when he jumps out of a cup car into a sprint car going from dirt to asphalt. No matter what he drives, he adapts very quickly. He's obviously doing that with the Indy car. He's never drove these cars, and it's an insane idea to be able to say, I'm going to go drive in this new discipline in their biggest race in the most demanding moment, and he's risen to the occasion. And I'm not surprised, but I am impressed, and I think that's the way pretty much everybody feels about it.
You're also going to be partnering with Amazon and TNT starting next season, and the first race for Amazon Prime is going to be the Coke 600. How excited are you to be the voice behind that race next season?
I'm anxious to get back into the booth. It feels like it's been so long since I've been able to do any of that kind of work. I am very excited to be partnered with Amazon and TNT, being able to be around them over the last several months. They're very comfortable. It's going to be a nice little transition for me. And being out of the booth for a long stretch makes me nervous. We've got 5 races to get it right. So in the NBC deal, we had 20 races, and I always felt like that we weren't really that great till we got toward the last 5 or so. And I felt like, man, we're really doing great work in those last 5 races. But it took that 15-race stretch to get there. We don't have that with Amazon or TNT. We've got to start off awesome, right, to be able to really hammer 5 races in a row. So whatever the booth looks like, whoever's in there, trust me, over the next 12 to 16 months, we're going to be practicing. We'll be doing mock runs. We'll get in a room somewhere and do some mock broadcasts and stuff like that. Way more than we probably would have done preparing for NBC, just so we're ready when we hit the ground.
Our thanks to Dale Jr. for his time. Speaking of, Dale Sr. has won this race before. He's actually a part of a very exclusive group of drivers that only 2 drivers in the field today are a part of. We'll explain that next. Mike?
Right now, all the teams are hanging out on pit road, but during the week, they've got a home base. One team received a major upgrade courtesy of Zairness. We'll tell you about that when Around the Track continues live from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
This starting lineup for the Coca-Cola 600 is absolutely stacked. 8 guys who are revving it up today are past 600 champions. None more, though, than Jimmy Johnson, who just landed from Indianapolis a short time ago. No double attempt for him today, just his TV side gig. We'll go racing here in just under an hour's time.
All right, well, time is up when it comes to our Coke 600 trivia question. Did you get it? How many drivers have won the Coca-Cola 600 and the NASCAR Cup Series Championship in the same year? We even gave you a hint. The answer, drum roll, please.
Oh, you did the drum roll. I appreciate that. Well, 6 drivers have won this race and then went on to win the Cup Series last year. Ryan Blaney joined a list that also includes Kyle Larson, the King Richard Petty, and Darrell Waltrip. 2 guys, though, have accomplished that feat twice, and they are Jeff Gordon and the Intimidator, Dale Earnhardt Sr. So that is some elite company for sure. And let's talk a little bit about Corey LaJoie right now, though, because this is a driver. Fans love him, but they also know they want to see him win a Cup Series race, and that's something he hasn't been able to do yet. But he is, does a lot for the sport. He has a Stack and Pennies podcast that's wildly popular. All of the TV commercials that he does, we love those.
Very personable guy as well, of course, with Chili's and margaritas. We'll see what kind of happens with that. But our very own Michael Sett actually made his way down to the hauler to catch up with the driver of the Spire Motorsport 7. What's up, Mike?
Well, Corey LaJoie, here we are again, Charlotte Motor Speedway. We talked last year, and in our conversation, you told me that your dad never ran well here. So my question is, if you were to get a win at Charlotte Motor Speedway, who would it mean more to, you or your dad, Randy?
Oh, there's a long list of guys that would mean a lot to, but mostly our Spire Motorsports team. Man, we've been digging so hard. But there would be, especially being in your own backyard. I grew up going to school right down the street in Northwest Cabarrus. So I can assure you it would be an absolute hell of a party if we won the Coke 600.
I think you got 6 top 20 finishes here during your career. What's it going to take to now get over the hump and cross into top 10, top 5, or maybe even win?
Yeah, the 600 is so long, it presents so many opportunities to get some track position. Hopefully it plays well in our favor. There's some attrition that goes along with that as well. But you got to have pace. Guys that generally have the fast car, it's long enough to where you can fight and scrap and get your way back to the front. And I'm excited about the pace we're going to bring with this Chili's Camaro this weekend.
And speaking of Chili's, I'm going to end on a layup here. I know that you guys just, worked a new deal with Chili's. So my question is this. If you were to win this race, would Chili's be able to handle the kind of party and celebration that would no doubt ensue that you would have after winning this race?
We could probably stock them on some margaritas for sure. We're going to be slinging a lot of Chili's this weekend. I'm glad to have them back on our car. But if we happen to win here tonight, it's going to be a lot of margaritas going to be consumed. I can promise you that.
Corey, good luck in the race. I appreciate it, my friend.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Corey. And the best thing he said, I think, is it would be an absolute party if we won the Coca-Cola 600. And I think a lot of drivers who live locally here would say the same thing about that if they won the 600 later tonight. Now, one driver that hasn't done it, but he did win the Xfinity Series yesterday, was Chase Elliott. And I don't know if it was a surprise, maybe a little bit of one. We kind of were talking about it, thinking that Ty Gibbs getting back in that Xfinity Series car might have the advantage, but it was the Elliott's team at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, him being able to climb from being P30, I mean, obviously we had a lot of things happening throughout the race. Riley Herbst going out early. Of course, Justin Allgaier, who we talked about earlier, filling in for Kyle Larson. He's really been dominant. I mean, he swept the first two stages, much like he did at Darlington, and then got wrecked out there at the end of the race. And Chase Elliott, right place, right time. They ate an extra set of tires early, so making that decision yesterday really made a big difference. But this is a special day, of course, with them running the HendrickCars.com 17 scheme. A very big win for Mr. H, especially right down the street from the home shop.
Yeah, you even mentioned a right call by his crew chief. That's something that Elliott kind of talked a little bit about as well. But he snapped his winless streak earlier this season at Texas Motor Speedway. Another guy that did that last season. You can't forget the reigning champion here at the Coca-Cola 600. That's Ryan Blaney. 59 winless streak was snapped at the Coke 600. Then he went on a roll in the playoffs and of course was the 2023 NASCAR Cup Series champion. But this is a race, I think, if you can get hot at the right time, if you can make that win, you're setting yourself up really well for the summer stretch, and the playoffs.
Absolutely, because I mean, longest race of the year, a true endurance test. If you're able to make it through this and really battle through it, you can battle through anything. So I mean, there's a couple guys, a guy like Chris Buescher comes to mind. We've seen how close he's come in a handful of races the past few weeks. If he can come out there and run well today, this could possibly catapult him as well. But also the man on the pole, Ty Gibbs. Look at him yesterday on the pole as well. I think if he's been running well all season, this could be a chance for him to obviously make a big run after this.
Yeah, a lot more, though, coming up here on Around the Track from Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Yeah, we're talking about one of the drivers who's already won this season, Tyler Reddick himself. He's standing by to talk to us, but he's also going to show us one of NASCAR's newest digs. 2311 Racing's airspeed is open, and we got a sneak peek inside.
And going into this race, the odds kept jumping around, mostly because of Kyle Larson, who's normally a race favorite. But, of course, the Indy race, the Indy 500 and Charlotte, it affected that. But did it affect it enough? We got our victory lane locks and those sportsbooks picks next.
As we inch closer to the green flag dropping here at Charlotte Motor Speedway, more and more people starting to make their way into the grandstands here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And, of course, this is Memorial Day weekend as we honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice and our military men and women. But we have a third consecutive sellout for the Coca-Cola 600. Track officials tell us tickets have been sold to people in all 50 states, plus 14 foreign countries, including Australia, Tanzania, and the Czech Republic. More than 95,000 people are expected today at CMS, Carla.
And we knew he was coming. We heard the rumors earlier in the week before it was officially announced, but now we have seen it for ourselves. Former President Donald Trump has landed at Charlotte Motor Speedway. You're watching his airplane fly in now here to Concord, North Carolina. But he is here getting ready to take in the Coca-Cola 600, the only other race he's ever taken in, the Daytona 500. So a welcome sight for many here at CMS.
And yesterday we had a big day for one Ty Gibbs. 2 poles, 1 weekend. Gibbs saved his strongest performance of Saturday for the lap that mattered most, finishing with a lap time of 29.355 seconds to claim the first Cup Series pole of his career. He'll be in P1 to start today in the Coke 600. Gibbs just edged out William Byron by 0.06 seconds. 2 of Gibbs' JGR teammates, Christopher Bell and Martin Truex Jr., will start 3rd and 4th today in the Coke 600.
And as of now, the weather looks like it's going to hold up, but if it's needed, these will be the stars of the show. These Air Titans will have the task of drying up the track as quickly as possible so we can get all 600 miles in today. There are 11 of them ready to go. We've been told that, including 7 other jet dryers. These machines can get the track dry in less than 2 hours, and they'll get some help from the humidity here today because that is certainly the case. And because of all of that, we had to call in a favor, Gabe.
Absolutely. Andrew Brightman holding things down back in studio. Andrew, my man, how's the weather looking for this one?
All right, NASCAR fans, the day is finally upon us for the Coca-Cola 600. Everyone's been asking, what is the weather going to look like tomorrow afternoon? Here's Futurecast. We're starting it up at 3:15 on your Sunday afternoon. A lot of fair weather clouds, potentially an isolated shower or storm as we go throughout the afternoon, right up towards race time around 6 o'clock. This is 4:45, 5:30. Again, a couple of showers and storms around Charlotte Motor Speedway, but odds are better than 50-50. We will be able to stay dry again. Could see an isolated thunderstorm try to move through at some point, but the bigger story is going to be the heat and humidity you're going to be dealing with if you are heading over to Charlotte Motor Speedway. Temperatures in the upper 80s at race time.
Thanks, Andrew. We know all of those conditions will certainly play a part in today's race and those crew chiefs and what they call.
Absolutely. We got to talk to one of the drivers who's really been successful so far this season, and one of the teams that's starting to come on strong. That is 2311 Racing, and we have our own resident jump man, Mike Lissette, holding things down on pit road. Mike, you have more on their new digs that they opened up this week.
A little bit more on that, but first, Tyler Reddick's 45 team was penalized for making an adjustment past the deadline. Because of that, he's going to have to start from the rear today, and he will not have a car chief. So some bad news for him. But overall, this was a great week, as you said, for 2311 Racing, as they unveiled their brand new home base. I happened to see it firsthand.
At first glance, the 114,000 square foot building that's called Airspeed can be a bit overwhelming.
The coolest part about this place, I don't know. I mean, everything's so shiny and so new.
Here, it's easy to get lost in the grandeur. But at the heart of it, the official home of 2311 Racing wasn't meant to be bigger than the competition shops. It was just to be better.
It's the efficiency of it because it was built for the cars that we race today in NASCAR, as opposed to the traditional shops that have been around for a while were built to the previous cars.
Still, that doesn't mean expenses were spared in the project's development. While officials at the public grand opening wouldn't tell us the cost of the building, they did admit to spending twice as much as they originally planned. Hey, as coroner Michael Jordan would tell you, championships don't come cheap.
We have to create a differentiator, and I feel like this is what we're trying to give our employees, the best place to work, and this is a good step.
Unlike a lot of other shops, this one has a gym as well as a cafeteria. There's also lots of rooms where people can just come in and talk. In designing the facility, coroner Danny Hamlin didn't just want to create a place where people would go to work. He wanted them to hang out as well.
One of the main things is probably just the environment, whether it be natural light or the color. It makes you kind of want to come to work.
Employees have been working hard since they first moved in last December. While it's still early, a difference in their performance has been noted.
I would say numbers say it's our best season yet.
And I would say 2311 Racing just made a super-sized upgrade.
But ultimately, it doesn't matter what I say. The question is, what does Michael Jordan say? Well, he had a chance to check it out recently. He gave Denny a big thumbs up, so Jordan approved. So we heard from Denny, we heard from Bubba. What about the other member of 2311 Racing? For more on that, we send it over to Grace Grill.
And we're here with Tyler Reddick, and we're going to get it out of the way, starting from the back. Thoughts?
Well, this happened before. Dare I say, the last time this happened, we still went to victory lane. So it's a long race, but I have all the faith in the world in my guys and my team. Our Beast Unleashed. Toyota Camry's going to be fast, and we got a lot of cars to pass, but we got 600 miles to get it done.
What's so special about running this race here at Charlotte, and just the mental toughness it takes to win this one?
Yeah, it's a tough race to manage, for sure. When you have to start in the back, it just has that a little bit. So just have to take it one lap at a time. Be very patient. It is a long race. You can find your way to the front if you have a good car. So we'll just have to do that. But I remain really confident in what we have for a race car. We were really solid here a year ago, and we had a lot of damage, and we were still able to run top 5. So I know we'll have a good piece. We'll just go out there and work on it a little bit and find our way to the front.
Watching the previous races that you've run here, preparing for this weekend's race, what's kind of the things you're looking for that you kind of saw that you needed to fix coming into this one?
Well, I think the last 2 years for us, we would gain some track position throughout the run and lose a little on pit road. So that's going to be another challenge again in the race with not having a good pit stall. So we'll just have to manage that, and then hopefully we catch some breaks along the way. Some cars that are pitted around us fall out early or go a lap down early, so we can have a decent in and out.
Great. Thanks so much.
So a lot to look forward to, and watching Tyler Reddick. We'll see if he can get it done today.
Yeah, coming from the rear, obviously he's already got to win this season, but see if he can make it 2 and get it done here in the Coke 600. But we got one last pit stop to make as Martin Truex Jr. gets ready for the driver intros coming up. But you got to wonder, who are the sports books revving up today? We got our victory lane locks coming up next.
Looking forward to that, and the weather is holding up. We're going to get this started on time, it seems, from America's home of racing. More around the track in just a minute. Well, you saw the drivers filing out of their meeting before the break. Now they're filing up on stage, getting ready for those driver intros, which means we are so close to action picking up here for the longest race of the season, the Coca-Cola 600 here at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
And who does Vegas think will take the checkered flag later today? These odds coming up here are courtesy of DraftKings. No surprise at the top. Carl Larson, the favorite at 9-2 coming in. Of course, he will not be racing in the Coke 600 today. He last won this race, though, in 2021. Denny Hamlin is 6-1. Tyler Reddick, 8-1. William Byron and last year's Coke 600 winner and the defending Cup Series champion Ryan Blaney are both 10-1. Rounding out the top 10, Martin Truex Jr., Chase Elliott, Brad Keselowski, Christopher Bell, and the man leading the field to green, Ty Gibbs.
And those are the favorites, but if you really want to cash in, put some money on these dark horse options. That's right. Noah Gragson is 50-1. Daniel Suarez, 100-1. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., 200-1. Corey LaJoie is 500-1. And if you're feeling gutsy, Shane Van Gisbergen is 800-1, although he'll have a much better odds at the Roval here in just 4 months. And now it is time to give you our picks for the Coca-Cola 600. I hear that Grace Grill is going to have Ryan Blaney repeating again here at the Coca-Cola 600. Mike Lissette picking Denny Hamlin. Gabe, who do you have?
Give it the Charlotte kid, who obviously comes from the shop just down the street, William Byron, to get a win here in the Coke 600. He has 2 top 5 finishes in the last 3 Coke 600. Of course, he wrecked out in 2022, and he's been on a tear this year. Already has 3 wins this season. He's proven he can win anywhere, winning the Daytona 500, winning at Coda, and then at Martinsville. I think he gets it done. Give me 24 to get win number 4.
All right, I have picked this guy a lot in seasons past, and I've already picked him a lot this year. But, hey, he's got 3 wins so far. I'm picking Denny Hamlin to get it done. He's already won the Coca-Cola 600 once before in recent years. How about he gets it done again? He's already called a shot for the championship. Maybe it works in reversal that he gets that going. But, listen, we have enjoyed our time with you here, getting you ready for the Coca-Cola 600. We hope you got your caffeine ready for a long night of racing. We hope you enjoy the Coca-Cola 600 and, of course, have a very safe Memorial Day weekend. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the race, everybody.